welcome everyone to another session of Flames of the Divine. And since it's been there's been an impromptu 2-week break due to my own illness and other people having prior commitments. Hence, I will get everyone caught up on what happened last time. So the party, having regrouped with the most of the Leonin hunting party, the party made for the haunted ancient temple once more. They found they made their way through, found some survivors of the Leonin hunting party, ran into Talos' mother, who had been possessed, and immediately proceeded to have the possession knocked out of her by the spell of one Rudy. Then ultimately, so Gregor, who was absent and for that thing, stayed behind to provide some of the Leonin with medical attention. So, and will he make it to this? Who knows? But the rest of the party continued onward, and have now managed to corner the monster that has the little girl hostage. And with that, I would ask you all to roll initiative, please.
Do I also roll initiative?
Yes, do, please.
Yep. Wow. By the way, we can hear the music through your audio, through your microphone.
Hey, it's very odd. I have the music turned off.
I mean, when it was talking before.
I had my phone too close. Okay, so, and speaking of music, where's the one I had set aside for this one? Okay, Rudy, as the thing, yeah, you're not, yeah, you can't actually, I don't think you can see it yet, but you can hear the, I can't quite do the screech, but I'm still not 100% recovered from the cold. You were in the doorway? Yep. Okay. Where exactly? Okay. Okay, so, dex saves are pretty high, but let's see how this goes. It was 15, so it's only going to take half damage from that, but that's still 14 fire damage.
Strong opener.
Yeah. Okay. 61 minus. Okay. Okay. Anything you want to do as bonus action? Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Hope's turn next.
Okay. So Hope's gonna fly in.
How tall is the wall of fire? How tall is it? Does it reach the ceiling?
It's 20 feet high.
So does that reach the ceiling? That's what I'm asking.
Show spell description. 20 feet high. Oh, how was the ceiling? Ceiling would be this place about 40 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. You're on the top floor. It's a pretty high ceiling.
Okay. Going to take 20 feet to move there, and he has 60 fly, so we're going to move additional 30, 35, and 10 feet above, higher than normal, so you'll be above the fire. That's good.
Yeah.
And Hope is going to take the dodge action.
Okay. Talos, your turn next.
Alrighty. So I will head on it inwards and get myself into an appropriate position to attack this thing. Just to make sure the damaging side is facing inward of the fire, right? Oh well.
Yeah, it is facing inward, but you're standing in it right now.
Yeah. Oh. Oh well. Oh yeah, fair enough. I'll park myself back here. I will hold an action to take an attack at the monster if it gets close to me. And I will use my bonus action to wreath my blade into with a thunderous smite.
Okay. Heaven, I believe that is your turn next.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna go 30 feet inside. Let me just zoom out quick. Okay. And then I am going to cast Eldritch Blast on the big giant bug.
All right, you do that. That will hit, and that will also hit. That's 16 damage total.
And I believe that's my turn.
It is now Argus's turn. And he's going to charge in, and he's not super keen to get near this thing because he saw what it saw what it did to his men last time. So he's going to attack from range instead. And that'll be a one-hand axe throw. That's going to miss. Two hand axe throws. That's going to hit. It third hand axe throw, and that's going to miss. So the flames seem to aim to be obscuring this creature enough that not all of the hand axes hit. Only one of them hits. The one that doesn't seem to find much purchase. And Talos, you are aware that your father doesn't actually use magic weapons. So now you know this thing is resistant to non-magical weapon damage.
before proceeding, Talos will yell out, "We've got confirmation. This thing takes damage from magic."
Okay, so unload all of your most offensive skills on them.
Yeah.
So that's August's turn.
Nothing he can do as a bonus action, so yes. Next, it's the monster's turn. And... Who's it gonna go for? Doesn't... If it does that, it's gonna get ganged up. If it does that to any of you, it's gonna get ganged up on. So it's gonna retreat for the moment. Oh, also, Rudy, it's starting its turn in the wall of fire, so please... He's roll fire damage again. Yeah. This one... Yeah. I'll send you the stats later. Rest assured, this one is very intelligent. Passes, but takes half damage, so that's 17. Yeah. So it's gonna retreat to the corner of the room.
Does Hope get an opportunity attack?
No, it does not, because this thing was still basically on the floor, and Hope was like in the air.
Yeah, that's fine.
All four of you are within range, so that'll be one. Oh, that. So Talos, a bunch of spears start forming in the air. You can see through the fire. Just about made out of the same essence as, and it's more or less as well, it is. You know, the same spooky red and black essence.
Gotcha.
The first one launches at you and does hit. That was a 19 on the die, and it's
20. My AC is 22. Remember?
it.
Oh, 19 on the die plus its modifier. Sorry.
Yeah. Which is that's a 32 total.
32 total? What the?
And yeah, so that's 10 force damage to you.
Okay.
Next, okay, the next one goes for Hope. That's cocked. That should. Does a 16 hit Hope?
Yes.
Okay. How many hit points does Hope have again?
Just tell me the damage, and I'll decide.
That's 15 damage total.
Oh, yep, that will definitely kill Hope.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, Hope had to survive this, I'm afraid.
You took the disadvantage into account, yeah?
Oh, right, Hope is dodging, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, if he rolls a nat 1, he'll miss this. That was not a nat 1, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oof. Third one goes for Heaven. Heaven, does a 19 hit you total?
Yes, it does. And I also have Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, what level do you want to cast that at? You can do it with you can do it with your bard level spells, remember?
Yep.
That's 12 damage. 12 force damage, by the way.
Yep. Level 2, because I think Fear is a warlock spell.
No, Fear is your bard spell, I think.
Okay. Then
mean,
level
I know.
3 on Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah, because like I know. All right. And I mean, okay, it passes that, but it still takes 12 damage. No, 13. 13 damage. So,
Okay, and how much health do I lose?
you lose. That is 12 force damage you take.
Alright.
And its last attack is going to be aimed at yeah, its final attack is going to be aimed at Silo. Not Silo, Argus. Silo is not within his line of sight. And that's going to hit. He loses 13 health. That's fine, Rudy. And that is its turn. Silo, it is now your turn.
Okay. So too far out. So let's gonna move over here.
Okay.
Yeah, just out of range. So instead, she's going to cast. Got me thinking. She'll cast lightning arrow as a bonus action and fire.
Okay. Open fire. This is going to be an 18. That hits. It takes an 18 to hit. And I believe, yeah.
I have to make a range attack, right?
Oh yeah, I thought that was the range attack.
No, that was unless it's a DC save. So I think I gotta make a regular range attack. So I'm gonna fire with my.
I'm reading. Okay, so you do need to make a range attack. This is going to be just like a +1 crossbow.
Okay.
So that hits. So yeah. So it takes the 21 damage, and then it's going to roll a dex save for the 9 damage. Okay, that one's cocked. By the way, you're all noticing it's doing a really good job resisting all the saving throw spells you're putting at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it does pass that one. So 26 damage.
Okay. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Now it's Gregor's turn. Rudy? Okay, Gregor, if you would move to the top left corner of the map, please.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Rudy, you hear a clanking coming from around the corner. As from around the corner, Talis' mom just shows up dragging Gregor, and she just hurls him into the room. Go in there and help your friend. And then, and and then she just walks back around the corner.
Oh boy. Is that him over there?
That is him over there.
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, and anyway, Gregor, it is now your turn.
Let me see here. I'm going to move over here and try to hit it with a guiding bolt. Oh wait, is that a wall?
No, it's sort of a railing.
Can I shoot it from here?
Yeah, you can still see it. It's like
All right.
like a waist high. This thing is bigger than that.
All right, I'm gonna go for a guiding bolt then. Level 1.
Okay. That hit. Okay. Yeah, that hits, and it lights up like like a beacon.
And that's gonna be my turn.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Let me just check the description. No, no. I'm just seeing if it makes guiding bolt go out, which is it does not. Okay. So that's 16 total. Talos, it is your turn.
Sorry about that. Was fumbling around with my bar. Alrighty, so let's see here. Talos will make a beeline straight for the monster itself, which he can do that thanks to being a Leonin.
Yeah, you just vault over the railing.
And actually, for proper positioning, maybe I'll have him here.
Can you make that?
Just from here to here.
Yeah, like have you used like I didn't actually measure all your movement. Could you make that?
Yeah, that would be his full 45 feet, I believe.
Okay, perfect.
All right, and here goes first first blade attack. Oh, for God's sake!
Well, you don't. Well, you don't. Well, Well, you don't take the nat 1, but you do miss that. You need at its armor class is 18.
All right, next one.
And I'm afraid that 2 misses. The guiding bolt only he works on the first attack roll.
Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah. It actually it is. This thing is cornered, and you seeing this thing up close, it's taking a beating. It's cornered, and it knows it. And it is trying to figure out you can see it's trying to figure out an escape plan at this point, and it's just frantically dodging everything you throw at it.
All right. Well, I I'm going to try something really stupid. Well, not stupid, but probably shouldn't take off my concentration. But yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Considering the damage I just seen it do to my party, Talos will stick the blade into the ground and stare down the monster, and he says, "This is what? You're not going to run, are you? Completely forsake your duty? Let's see what you're really made of."
And in your okay, like you actually get a bit of feedback on, like, like on this spell. It's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Must make a wisdom saving throw. Yes.
It's gonna take a 4.
Oh, all you hear in your head, Juicy. I'm just having a bit of fun here. But now it's maybe not so fun. Yeah, you can feel like it's mental. This thing's a 4.
Yeah.
Even that doesn't do it. Like,
Wow.
how you can feel its feedback. This thing's mental fortitude is immense. Translation: it's got really high wisdom saves.
Oh well, I tried. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Heaven.
Okay, so Heaven's gonna move down here. For my action, I'm gonna fire a crossbow bolt at the monster. Then use my bonus action to heal myself.
That hits, but
Yeah.
doesn't appear to find a lot of purchase though.
I mean, as long as I can make some word, then I cast Healing Word on myself at level 2.
All right.
That means I get 5 back. And who wants inspiration?
I'll take it.
No, you've already used your bonus action.
Oh, alright, never mind then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm spent.
Yeah. Okay. Argus is going to rush in and try to cast banishment on it. It's and right, so to no effect whatsoever. Okay, and then the quarry like looks at the people who have closed in on it. It can't use its strongest attack without catching the prisoner in the blast, which it has been in order not to do. So it's going, and let me just go back through and, yep, its gaze settles on the person who was able to hit it the hardest. It turns to look at you, CeeLo. Then it rushes at you. And this is its movement. If Dallas, you want to make an opportunity attack?
Well, better. Might as well.
Does not hit, I'm afraid.
God damn it.
Okay, now CeeLo. This is this is going to be a charisma saving throw, DC 21, and as it reaches out and just it places a tendril in the middle of your forehead before you can get out of the way. So, unfortunately, a natural one does not succeed. Its tendril just sort of reaches out, clouds your mind, and then, but you can feel it pressing in, and then it stops. And then it pauses, presses in, and then stops again. This usually works. You are a Fae, are you not?
Yes, I am a Fae.
Fun fact: this thing has never seen a satyr before, so it doesn't know you're not a humanoid. And this power only works on humanoids.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it is so lucky you're the person who did the most damage to it, because that's what it based its target on. And then it looks around and then tries to flee some more. And that's it. That's its turn. Silo?
Alrighty, seeing the guy started to flee, Silo is going to move here and try to lightning lure it back to her.
This could actually work. This is by far its weakest saving throw you're going for.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll.
Alrighty. Where is it?
Part because I don't actually remember what you're. Right. So now it does have advantage on all saving throws, but this is only a +1. It's got so. Unfortunately, +1 was enough. It rolled a 15 on the die.
Meets it, beats it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that is my turn.
Yeah. Gregor?
All right, so Gregor's gonna sort of go up to it, and I forget, do you have to cast Searing Smite before or after the melee attack?
Before.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Searing Smite on my Spear of the Woods.
Okay. At what level?
Level 1.
All right, so that'll be an extra d6 of fire damage.
And then
That will absolutely hit. So roll 1d6. Oh, you already did. So that's 12 damage. Get resisted, and you have successfully set it on fire. How long it'll stay on fire, that will be determined by its next turn.
okay then, and I guess that's my turn.
Rudy, your turn. Uh-oh. Yeah, you don't hear this. Oh. All right, so that's 15 damage total. This thing is flagging badly, but it's still alive. Okay, Rudy. Okay, Talos.
Yep. Okay, he's gotten quite a ways away. So best I can do is move my full distance up here, and I will cast Guiding Bolt at the second level.
Okay. That hits. So, how do you want to do this?
As the monster runs away, and Talos watches it as it nearly tried to, he's guessing mind jack one of his companions, and as it's making its way towards the door, a bolt of lightning surges from his hand, and he says, "Never turn your back on a warrior," and he lets it fly, piercing it.
Okay, so he's got one last thing he can do as it does. And okay, everyone is within range except for Heaven, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll a 1d. I'll just roll a 1d5, re-roll a 6 to see who this affects. Okay. It Argus gets knocked back by a dark tendril, and let's just see if he. And nothing appears to happen to him. And with that last gasp of defiance, you guess, it's just dissolves as if it were never there. I would give you the screech, but my throat's still not quite back to where it used to be, but combat is now over.
Evan goes up to Argus and asks, "Are you well?"
That cough was me, not him. I don't feel any different.
You best monitor yourself, Father. You never know what these creatures are capable of.
And I have seen a hint of it.
Now then, for what we came for. Talos approaches the little girl.
Yeah, she is still asleep. She has not stirred during any of this. And looking close at her, you can see injection sites. And on a shelf in the back, you can see bottles of what you conclude must be sedatives.
Why were they keeping her asleep?
Maybe to harness the power of her dreams or something like that.
Potentially. Also, well,
Evan rolls her eyes before looking to Talos. We should get her to someone who can examine her thoroughly, mentally, physically, and magically.
Well, Creon should be able to help back at the camp.
Then we better hurry. I'd rather not stay here any longer.
Entirely agree. Talos gently lifts up the little girl drow and carries her, and starts carrying her.
Yeah, like looking at her, you're not super familiar with elf years, but you're actually a bit more familiar with human years. Is ironically enough, not just because like they're a little bit like closer to how Leonin years are. This little girl cannot be older than 11 or 12.
To go through all this at such a young age.
You think this will affect her what's happened has affected her mental health?
It potentially could, but if she if she's half as strong as her mother is, then I believe she'll be okay. That being said, as you said, we should make sure that Creon can attest to her mental health. So with that being said, shall we all leave, everyone? Our purpose is fulfilled here.
Having it's an idea. Why don't we have CeeLo's house guest look her over?
Talos seems to growl at the idea, and he says, "Very well."
Would you rather have my house guest?
Fair point. He brings a little girl over to CeeLo, and he explains things to her.
Just want to do a checkup then. Is that what I'm getting from this?
If you could, we want to make sure she's okay.
Yeah, basically have your roommate look her over.
I'm not fond of sharing space in my head, but very well. Artoon, do you hear that?
I do. And she materializes, like, sort of next to you, and I still don't have a token for her, actually.
Heaven looks away. Heaven decides to pretend that she's going to examine the bottles to see what they are. Basically to have Yashak not see her. Yeah, Artoon.
Well, are you actually going to do that, or are you just pretending?
I mean, I better make it convincing, so I better check it.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check. I'll tell you what it is in a moment.
Right.
Artoon just looks over her. Oh my. Well, one would have to talk to her to speak to her mental health, but physically, she apart from having been sedated, she seems fine. I don't see any bruises on her or anything.
What about any magical effects? Can you just see anything about that?
No. In fact, I believe she was kept asleep with mundane means with conventional sedatives because magical sleep does not work on her kind.
That stands to reason. Rudy is always very much awake by the time I'm awake, and I'm a very early riser.
Oh, Rudy, is she like your sister then? Oh, I'm sorry. That seems to be in poor taste. Very well.
And well, to be fair, if they're half as annoying as her brother that we tied up, then I believe she has a fair point. She doesn't need any more of that in her life.
Yeah, that guy was annoying. I do agree on that.
Was a pretty good shot though.
Debatable.
I suppose so. But regardless, we've all accomplished what we were set out to do, and well within our time limit, I believe. So best we return to the Pride.
Okay, so what does 13 get me?
Well, you don't know much about alchemy in general, I believe. Unless, are you proficient with alchemist supplies?
I am not.
Okay, so you don't know much about alchemy in general. Well, but you do know that but some of these do look kind, but some of these look kind and magic to you.
Evan grabs one of the bottles and brings it back to
None
the
of it.
others.
You don't recognize any of them, but not all of them look non-magical. And and you just heard R2 say that that's that anything used to keep her asleep would have been non-magic sedatives.
Evan still grabs a bottle that should still have a some of the sedative in and corked, and brings it back to the others.
Yeah, like you can tell which one it is because it's the one that's not glowing.
All right. We better bring this have someone who knows about potions and stuff look it over. Make sure there aren't any side effects.
Well, then we best be on our way now.
It's strange that she was put to sleep here, then someone must have drugged her to begin with.
Well, from what I could tell, that creature was surprisingly intelligent. It could possess the mental fortitude and, well, perhaps dexterity to be capable of injecting her.
Possibly. That's all we got to go off here, so.
Unless you want to loot, see if you can find other loot.
Well, as far as with that monster no longer here, then the temple should be relatively safe to traverse. But I believe we should leave the quick rating to the other Leonin. We have a deal that we made, and we must honor it.
That is true.
Well, I don't know how many of the. No, your father speaks up. I don't know how many of the Leon Onin will be willing to go this deep in, but we'll see what we can do.
Anything that can increase our chances of survival, Father.
Right.
Well then, let's go, little one. Talos picks up the little drow and carries her.
Celia simply grins and just follows, thinking of Rudy having a little sister.
Tilo walks alongside Gregor and whispers, "You think I should check in with the shack once we get out of here? I mean, I'll keep quiet about certain parts, but if I don't say anything to him, he'll get suspicious."
Might be a good idea. But usually you seem to communicate with him when you have some questions. So you might need to think of a fake question.
Evan draws a blank. Okay, what would I even ask him? I don't want him to look over the little girl.
It is a tricky situation.
I don't know, I just feel like if I don't give some sort of report, actually, he contacts me when I'm not exactly contacting him anyway.
So you think he's gonna? You believe he will communicate with you either way?
I believe so, especially once I go to sleep tonight.
Hmm. Well, perhaps we see if he communicates with you when we get out of here, and if not, then might try to ask a fake question.
Right. Well, we better hurry and get out. We better get out of here. I don't want to
Ye-
stay in this pit.
Indeed.
Okay, and I'd say with that, we meet up with the other Leonin and be on our way.
Yeah. And they're fairly most of them, well, the ones that you pull that were already in here, which is, well, the ones who were more recently in here are fairly reluctant to go any deeper in. A couple of the ones that came in with you who seem willing to brave the depths. Just to like see what plunder they can sort of scrounge up.
Did they find anything?
Well, do you leave right away, or do you wait for them?
We are on a time clock, so I say we leave right away.
Yeah, I
In
mean
that case-
they'll come back to the Pride, so we'll see what they got later.
You'll find out then. Yes. So, when you get out, it's by the time you get out, it's pretty much dark outside. And he's going, and you know that and you are aware that the fastest way to get back to your pride from here would probably be be to travel by the river, or like because like especially if you could find any kind of boat or anything, which might be a tall order, but who knows? Like you could probably by that point you could probably get back to your pride in like a couple days travel by river.
All right. Well, what does everyone reckon? River?
Down by the river.
We can walk over the water if we need to.
How long does that spell last?
I think it's an hour. Let me check. Yeah, it's 1 hour.
I mean, that's about as good as a boat. So.
But yeah, I guess river travel it is.
Yep. Yeah. So. So do you actually walk up, or do you just like sit down on the river and kind of float?
What is faster? How strong is the current?
Depends on the part of the current you're in.
I'm afloat.
Yeah, you do need to like pause as every hour to reapply the spell.
Okay.
Gregor, I don't think you're helping us.
I don't know if all of us float, to be honest.
We all float.
Huh.
But yeah, for the sake of brevity, that's pretty much our game plan.
Yeah.
I'm glad I traveled
Now-
with you guys.
Yeah, so I assume eventually you have to make your way onto the banks to get to sleep. Just set up camp.
I
Had a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Important
Um,
important question. Do you set a campfire?
Yes.
Is it cold?
Gregor, we always set a campfire. Just let it happen.
I was airing on yes, dude.
Uh-huh.
I mean, never really cold here, but you need to cook your food and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I set that fire.
The fact that
Haven't-
he asks, metagame, yeah, light the fire.
Having people look up, having looks around for that thing that followed them a while back. That they lost when they crossed the river.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay, yeah, the sick.
You you see a couple animals here and there. Nothing that looks anything like what followed you.
Evan frowns, but but then proceeds to look at the others. That thing I have that was following us when we crossed the river, I don't see it so far.
Probably, after it refused to cross the river, it probably lost us. Let's make sure that. Let's hope that. It
Rudy,
doesn't
you're
find
on.
us again.
Rudy, since you can't sleep, you're on watch.
Now,
Oh, and
wait, were you about to say something?
yeah. Yes, Talus does look to Rudy again. He says, "Oh, yes. If the little girl does end up waking up, make sure you let her know that we don't mean her any harm."
Right as you say that, you hear a noise coming from where you laid her. He's like, like stirred by probably the first warm fire she's been near in a bit, in weeks probably. She wakes up and no longer he has no idea, and looks over you, looks at all of you, screams and just jumps back extra like.
It's okay, little one. It's okay. No need to be afraid.
No, like she holds up her hand and a firebolt appears in it. Who are you?
Easy, easy.
Rudy, you're not the best at this conversation. Let me handle this.
And yeah, you're mean.
I'm more worried about the fireball in her hand.
Yeah, that is now aimed at Rudy, by the way.
Anyway,
Okay,
hello.
counterspell?
What was that, DM? Sorry.
Yeah. Quick question. Do you know counterspell? Because if you don't, I'm gonna make you roll deception for that. Okay. Yeah. Cunning intuition doesn't apply here because this is in stealth or performance. So that where is her sheet? She narrows her eyes and says, "Prove it."
Well,
Deliberately fires to miss.
Silo just simply sighs.
I still don't believe you. She crosses her arms and I'm just like, ow, what? And then she looks at the injection sites. What the? Like, what are these? Did you guys do these?
No, we got you away from the people who were doing it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Regardless, Miss Julie, correct?
Yeah.
I'm Silo, and these are my compatriots. We came to help you and bring you back to your mother.
Oh.
What they happened at the temple, I am not too sure. Can you enlighten us to what you know of?
There was a temple. I just remember a whole bunch of monsters.
So you were taken from there, then? Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of the effect, you're safe here as long as you stay with us.
Okay.
Those needles in your arms are injections, as they say.
Okay, say that again, and I coughed in the middle of your sentence.
I gotcha. Those injections that happened to you, it was to keep you asleep through mundane means.
Okay.
That's all there is. Would you like some food?
At the mention of food, you hear her stomach rumble loudly. And just in a very small voice, she says, "Yes, please."
Your stomach's louder than your own words, dear. She hands her a ration.
And she eats. She does her best to eat it delicately, and like politely with good table manners.
It's odd. I expect a daughter of a pirate to be more rowdy.
Mommy said she was a pirate. Mommy says she's a pirate queen, so I have to behave like a pirate princess.
Silo just makes a quick snicker. A pirate princess, indeed. We are going to rest for the night.
Good to see that.
Go ahead, tell us.
Yeah. Well, good to see you're none the worse for wear, little one.
Where am I? I literally do not know where this is.
Well, you're in my home, the Valley of Life and Death.
She looks around. It's very far away on the map.
Oh, don't you worry.
She actually
has
looks genuinely shell-shocked by that.
Don't you worry. Your mother has a very, very easy way to come get you.
Then why didn't she come get me?
Well, it's a very complicated issue, but the person who kidnapped you effectively was using you as leverage to get her on their side.
Oh, so has she killed them yet?
Oh, well, if she's lucky enough, she will. Very, very soon, once we've guaranteed your safety.
Okay.
But for now, we should rest up and you should regain your strength. Got a long journey back to the Pride.
Right.
And if you got any questions, you can feel free to ask your sister Rudy.
Looks at you. Mom never mentioned you. Like she's like looking at Rudy when she says that. And and and, and, and you're one of those. You're an up elf, aren't you? Yeah. Or Mom calls you something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's easy enough to do that she probably means high elf. And Mom doesn't like your people very much. And she said she says you and she says you try to she says you keep trying to make her pay these things called taxes. Yeah.
That word that my father hates so much too. Taxes. He always avoid them every year.
Why am I not surprised by that?
Well, I suppose
Well-
before we sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I suppose before we wrap up for the evening, proper introductions in order. You've met CeeLo over there.
Sheila
My name
waves.
is Talos. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Talos. Pleasure to meet you.
Hi.
The Technicolor woman over there is Heaven.
What's Technicolor?
Multicolor.
Oh.
Heaven softly waves with a gentle smile on her face. Hello.
She like gives you a little wave.
And the man over there with the short hair, that's Gregor.
Hello.
Hi.
Gregor does like a light bow.
She does a little curtsy.
And of course, my faithful companion right here is Rudy.
Yeah, the mean one.
Oh,
I would
Rudy
say
can be quite
both.
nice if you get to know her.
I don't believe you.
Well, that's mean, because
Well,
she's
then-
my best friend.
And she's my closest traveling companion.
Huh.
But regardless, as I said, you regain your strength. We'll be getting to move in the morning.
Okay. And she'll just roll over and try to like you just roll over and try to go to sleep and not really have any success because she has literally been asleep for weeks at this point.
She gets to hang out with Rudy.
The fun one.
Tries to go to sleep harder.
So do we get long rest?
You do. And while you're all so yeah, you all rest for the night, and while you're all on that, yeah, Heaven,
Right here.
in another dream in the same pagoda with the same delicious food you remember. Ugh.
Heaven blocks out her thoughts, trying not to, because right now Yesha can read her mind at the moment.
Hmm.
So instead, she looks around as if as if the whole shadow realm thing hadn't happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Ishak is there. So. So he like finishes sipping his tea. He says, "My apologies for losing contact there for a bit. I kind of couldn't keep up the connect. I couldn't really keep up the connection. And once you went and down that hallway, it took me a while to notice
Yeah,
you back to the material plane."
yeah. We found ourselves in the Shadowfell. We were able to find Talos' pride, although we nearly had our bots handed to us by the Cerberus and his attack hyenas.
He's gonna and really, how did you ever get out? He's gonna roll insight real fast.
Uh, do I need to roll anything to counter that?
I mean, nothing you said was a lie, so go ahead and roll persuasion, and because this is more of a case of you saying too much. I see. If I may ask, that sounds like quite the situation you got yourself into. How in the world did you get out?
Well, we were able to use some sort of ritual that Zelo was able to comprehend, and we were able to get out. But the weirdest thing happened. When I killed one of the hyenas, I, with an Eldritch Blast, I found myself weirdly super happy. Like I ate a ton of magic mushrooms and got high.
Oh, well. Uh, 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 oh, is that how you took to it? Everyone takes my. I mean, everyone describes it a little bit differently, but I think it's important to enjoy what you do.
Well, I kind of was like a happy, giggly mess. I mean, I still fought, but I mean, now that it's died down, it kind of feels weird. Like a bit more of an inconvenience. I mean, I'm not saying that this is bad. It's just, should I have to worry about, losing focus when I'm on this happy
Oh,
high?
oh no, not at all. The more you pursue it, the more efficient and the more efficient in battle you will be.
So if I keep, you know, taking out my enemies with this magic, the
Well,
less I will be on this.
well by any well by any by any means now. It doesn't have to be with magic. Anyone it kill it doesn't have to be with the magic I gave you. Any kill works now.
Well,
And you will grow accustomed to it eventually.
so I don't have to worry about being on a constant high every time I say kill 50 rabbits in one Eldritch Blast.
The effect doesn't quite stack, like as far as I'm aware.
I'm
So,
just ask, I'm just asking if I start to build up in immunity
well,
as
well,
time goes.
not in immunity, but you'll get more used to it. You'll always get warm feelings during a fight.
Just as long as I'm not going stupid.
It did not interfere with your ability to fight, did it? You said it yourself.
True, just, I mean, mentally.
Oh, well, do you feel stupid right now?
No, thankfully the high had gone down a while ago. Oh, and that reminds me, we found the rest of the Leonin, including Talos's mother, and we dealt with that bug thing in the ruins.
And yeah, indeed, it was actually your use of the hellish rebuke technique that allowed me to notice. Is that you were well active again on the material.
Well, it when it attacked me, I just remembered in a snap that with that hellish rebuke, I can deal back damage. I mean, I still got hurt, but at least I was able to hurt it back.
Indeed.
So I think I should invest in stronger healing magic that I can use on myself.
Well, you're not going to get that from me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's something for me to figure out.
Indeed.
What even was that thing anyway? It looked like a praying mantis that's on fire?
I mean, if this was a place of nightmares, that sounds pretty nightmarish to me, do you not think?
I mean, what I'm just trying to figure out what that thing was. Was it like a demon or some sort of bug monster?
Some things defy classification, my dear. There's the world of things that are, and then there's the world of things that should not be. Roll
And
insight to think. Roll insight to see if you can figure out what he's talking about.
all right,
Also roll Arcana.
all right. My rolls are tiny outside combat. Yeah, you
Yeah,
see?
well, those are some fancy words he's using. You don't really know what he's referring to.
Well, I did grow up in the poorer middle class.
That is true.
We were also able to find the little girl that we've been tasked to find.
Well, that's wonderful to hear.
Yes, but they were sedating her, putting her to sleep. And of
Uh-huh.
course, you know any elf doesn't sleep.
I know that quite well. Yes.
So, isn't it a little strange that they wanted her to sleep? Or is it just a case of they're annoying, let's shut her up by putting her to sleep?
Well, I mean, you could always ask them.
Uh, Unfortunately, we didn't find any of the culprits except that bug bug thing.
Hmm.
And well,
I had to
he's
guess. I would say that this Laidon and was the one who did it. It left her for that bug thing, as you say, to watch over.
well, she's awoken, and well, so far she doesn't like Rudy
Hmm.
because of her abrasive personality. But she seems to be getting along well with everyone else.
Well, that's nice.
There's something else I'm trying to remember. So, you, how should I put this? Your kind can't go into the shadow fell.
It's more like that's one planar border that it's very difficult to communicate across. It was originally designed to hold and to hold. Uh, it was originally meant to hold gods as captive when they were deemed too dangerous to as to allow to roam free. We couldn't have them and communicate. Couldn't have them communicating with their followers.
Would it be possible to trap Fierna there?
Well, in theory, yes. Unfortunately, Vienna is very much aware of this, and so will not go near it.
Hmm. Is she like omniscient, or does she? Is she just like
She's
really
not
smart?
she's far from omniscient. She's just very clever, very ambitious, and nothing but trouble. Do you know she hands out magic powers to basically anyone who asks, and even some who don't?
Evan raises an eyebrow. I figured that certain such items could only be given to by those deemed worthy enough. But
It's up to
you're
the god.
saying that
It,
you're saying that
it,
she gives them out left and right.
it is up to the gods to decide who is worthy, and she believes that anyone who seeks power is worthy of at least some. You understand how dangerous this is for pretty much everybody,
Indeed.
and that
So,
and that is why she has to go.
out of curiosity, what would be her artifacts that we should be on the lookout for, either to steer clear or destroy or whatever?
Well, uh, there's her hammer, her favorite weapon from when she was mortal. Uh, 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 oh, that that one she always keeps at her side. Her her most powerful followers are given crystal blade, eh, eh, aids that enhance their spell casting and are quite lethal weapons in their own right.
That sounds both beautiful and diddly.
It's how she likes it. It's how she likes to style herself.
Now you got me curious. Um, what would be your artifacts? I mean,
I am not a god.
really, I thought that with this, she then shows the tattoo that
You don't have to be a
you.
god to grant power.
She shrugs her shoulders. I was just curious. I mean,
I mean, no, I'm not a deity. At least not as most mortals these days would think of them. I am simply very old and very powerful.
really, you don't look that old. And she's saying about that with, like, looking at his appearance.
It immediately morphs into a very old man. Does this suit you better?
Evan covers his mouth and giggles. No, just go with whatever form you wish. I'm just merely stating out a compliment.
He like shifts back to his like preferred like fire genasi form. And he shrugs. Shrugs and laughs.
So, aside, let's we're we're making our way back to the camp down the river. But there's something that's been bugging me. Before we crossed the river the first time, I seemed to notice that we were being followed by something. I couldn't tell what it was, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like an animal. Maybe some sort of monster, or would you think Glaydon would have some sort of person or creature at his beck and call?
How about if you could you try and recall the memory for me?
Heaven thinks about it and go
Here,
and goes into
okay.
description
You don't
about
have the keen mind and feet, so I'm gonna ask you to roll just a quick, call this a wisdom check, just to see how exactly you can remember all the details. Because you didn't. Okay, so you didn't get a very good look, but what you did get. Okay, this is going to help him on his roll to determine what it might be.
so Heaven explains what she could.
That is cocked. Interesting. Well, I couldn't tell you exactly what. Sounds demonic to me. If the noise you described is right, and he leads a hyena pack, do you not? I mean, does he not?
You mean a kobold pack?
No, I mean a gnoll pack.
Yeah, a gnoll pack. Yeah.
Dragons lead kobolds. Although I guess this guy is a dragon, but whatever.
So
Summoning a dragon of his power, summoning a Sushava would be well within his capabilities.
what, you think he has some sort of association with Tiamat? That powerful?
No. A Sushava, in a Sushava. First of all, I'm impressed you know that name. She's long dead, and second of all, no, a Sushava is is a type of hyena demon. Probably some magic he picked up on his own, and he actually conjures an image of it in his hand, and I got a picture of it. This is what you see.
Heaven just, she gawks at it. That's what's been following us?
And if my estimates are right, it seems that now that he's no longer trying to break through a war, he feels free to unleash his deadlier servants.
Is there any way to just defeat these demon hyenas?
I mean, stabbing them generally works.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like it's pretty powerful.
Well, yeah, so stab them and don't get mauled to death. They're demons, and demons aren't complicated. Devils, on the other hand, that's where you get the tricky, at the tricksters.
So we're better off dealing with this as if he were a normal hyena than if he were a
I wouldn't
devil.
say that. I wouldn't say that. He's still they're still much more powerful than any regular hyena.
I'm trying to figure out how we can kill it efficiently without getting us damaged. And is that
Well,
like a scorpion tail? Like, does that produce venom?
pause while the DM looks up the answer to that question.
Heaven's asking the hard questions that not even your chat knows.
Correct.
Oh,
I mean, if you want to fight, if you want to fight any kind of demon without taking any damage at all, I'm afraid you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to think about how to go about this. I mean, I
Why
don't
did
know
it?
if this. I don't know if thing is just following us, like scouting us, or if it has the intention to kill us. So if it is the latter, I'd like to give us an advantage.
Well, you know what it is now. You have some idea of how it's likely to fight. I should
And
warn you that if he summoned one, it's entirely possible he's summoned more of them.
is there like a antidote to the venom?
Uh, well, I mean, and and nothing much better than what your own body can provide. I'm afraid. The ven- the po- the poison the poison paralyzes. That is the worst of it.
Okay, so it's not a one sting and you're killed within 30 minutes kind of poison.
No, 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 no. De- demons don't go in for that. They prefer things that let them toy with their prey.
Now Evan gets a picture. It gets like the image of like a cat bedded around a half dead mouse, but pictures that with, but switches the cat with the demon hyena and um her as the half dead mouse.
And well, if that is how you want to think of it,
Sorry, it's just I'm a little concerned with this demon hyena. I mean, I didn't expect Bladon to be, well, forgiving after what we did, but I didn't think he'd be sending this so soon.
uh, in truth, I do not. Well, well, I mean, I don't think he has. It's entirely possible. Uh, well, I mean, perhaps this isn't about revenge. Maybe you have something he wants. I cannot claim to know his mind.
The only thing I could. This thing's been chasing us for a while. There's only.
You say you only saw it once, did you not?
Yes. Well, I sensed earlier before the riverbed, or the river, that something was following us. And like I said, I didn't get a good look because of all the foliage, but I have a feeling it's been following us for a while. And it makes me think it's either wanting to make sure that Julie stays in that temple, or, I mean, it could be after Rudy, but I don't even know if Ladon knows about her blood.
I certainly. Well, I mean, I certainly didn't tell him.
And just trying to. I wish I could figure out what exactly is he looking for, and why does he think we have it? It's frustrating.
Well, what does he want in general?
Give me a minute, DM. I'm trying to recall. Um, can is there a way like a way for Heaven to remember? Because I can't.
I mean, yes, it was a big enough deal that I'll let you have it. He was after those cards in the temple.
Okay. Heaven thinks for a while, but then she finally remembers. There was one thing. There was a strange deck of cards that we found in another temple. It had like this weird effect on CeeLo. It it took us a bit to get her out of its control. Though I don't recall what's done with it.
Do you still?
If I don't know if we gave it back to the priestess of that temple or if CeeLo has it. I may have to think through things.
You remember it. You remember it was given back to Bretheus.
Okay. Oh, it was given back to the priestess.
But does he know that?
What'd you say? What, Rudy? Yeah, it's just it kind of buzzed together, so I didn't get it. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not telling him about our tune being alive.
Well, alive. But yeah, charming devil, isn't he?
Anyway. I think if I recall, it's back in safe hands. And I'm pretty sure that the person we gave it to relocated it somewhere even more remote to keep it even more safe.
But does he know that?
If he doesn't, then I should warn the others when I wake up.
Yes, that would be wise. Oh, and roll insight.
Alright, let me find it.
And with advantage, because like this was noticeable enough.
Okay.
Yeah, like he wasn't trying to hide it. There's when you mentioned the deck of cards, did you realize? Yeah, there's something like that actually got a reaction from him. Like he knows something more than he's been saying.
Do you know something about those cards, Ishak?
Nothing that you need worry about. It's an old conflict, undead. As long as the cards are safe, there's no need to worry.
Heaven just decides to drop it.
Yeah.
Well,
and as you settle, as the dream ends, you settle back into back into a sleep. Philo.
Hello.
You too have a dream.
Okay.
You're in a you woke up and you're in sort of basically you're in a hallway with a door at the end.
That seems ominous.
Yeah, looking around the hallway, it looks familiar, and then you recognize it. You're in the entrance. You're in the entrance. You're in the entrance into the Temple of the Plateau.
Oh. Strange, I'm back here. And then she walks down and and checks on the door.
And you get into rooms of the plateau that you recognize. It's like areas of the temple that you recognize, but it looks completely different because instead of all the traps, the walls are all covered in bookshelves.
Huh. Rudy would have loved this place. Silly little nerd. She just comments with like a sly grin, and she just keeps going deeper into the room.
Deeper and deeper you go, following the same path you took last time, but nah, and but nah, and but well, not harried by any traps whatsoever in this journey. In fact, even the pool, like that water trap you had to go through, like that sort of a big old water slide.
Mm-hmm.
That's not there. It's just a spiral staircase. And also, look at the stonework. You see, like, it looks a lot cleaner, a lot newer.
Okay.
And eventually, you get to the crystal room. To like the crystal room, the room that's basically inside a giant crystal where the cards were hidden.
Yeah.
And Artoon is the altar that the cards were like floating over is gone. In its place is an enormous astrolabe. Yeah, star patterns are projected overhead, like in a planetarium. And above it all is Artoon, meditating and cross-legged.
So looks around, amazed at the stars, and so is inspired by them. And then her gaze focuses on Artoon.
Yeah, Artoon just opens her eyes and looks at you. Behold, my greatest temple in its prime. And she floats down to the floor and just walks on over to you.
And it's prime indeed, I see. It is not what it was before.
Yes.
How can I help you?
I want to know what I'm getting to understand that you've been here. My greatest temple, a repository of knowledge and foresight, reduced to a traitor's prison.
So what happened? What all changed?
I figured you ought to know the full story. My, yeah. I was one of the greatest gods 4,000 years ago. This temple saw pilgrims from many lands, and it was full of priests and scholars. Then one of them, my most devoted follower, and Azamar, and Azamar, from Rosapotianos, came upon me and asked of me a boon. He asked for the power to bring his beloved back from the dead. As he was my most devoted follower, I granted him this wish. And then he used it for what he said he would, and all was well. But then, well, as the years went on, the temptation to abuse this power became too great, and so well, I never learned all the details for myself. I only know he turned it to it. Oh, he turned it to evil purpose. He corrupted the arts I taught him. Became an abomination and had to be imprisoned here.
Is this the Lich?
Oh, is that what they call them these days?
That is what they call them. Encased
There
in
was
a deck of cards.
There was no word for them in my time.
Encased in here. Be inside of a deck of cards.
It would be. With any luck, I bless my most devoted priest. It's just as the spirit of the plateau itself, with immortality, that she might watch over forever. I hope she's still there.
Her name was Briseis, wasn't it?
Yes.
She still upholds her traditions till this day.
That's good to hear.
And she has the cards now.
She's gonna roll insight, and her bonuses are gonna be a lot higher than Ishak's because she was the big brain goddess back in the day. Are they still in the temple?
They are not.
What happened?
The men who were trying to fight off still tried to invade the temple, weaken its wards, and take the cards for himself.
When was this?
Very recently. Probably about 2 weeks ago now.
I see. If that is so, but those cards are dangerous near mortals.
That is true. I experienced it for myself.
And that Lich cannot be allowed to run free. He caused untold damage when he was as last at large.
I understand. The man who's after the cards is some kind of dragon of sorts.
A dragon.
A powerful one at that, I believe.
Describe him.
Well, his human form looks closer to a satyr, to a degree. As from my opinion, anyway. However, he becomes a black dragon of some sort, dark scales. I haven't seen much of what he is capable of other than that.
Could be the same one.
He goes by the name of Ladon.
Oh, yes, it's the same one.
But with that said, we just gotta keep our duty then.
Indeed. Well, there's far more to the story, and well, most of it's honestly not really important to what we're trying to do now. But you'll be returning to the place where you found the book, yes?
You mean the temple?
No, the place you came from, the place where you found the book that led me to that led you to me.
Ah, okay. sorry. You want me to return to the book then?
Yes. There's more to it. To that thing.
One day, I hope to return to my town. Though, as of now, it's not the main priority. I hate to say it.
I understand.
Until we can save my friend's tribe, the book will have to be on a side order. If that makes sense.
Very well.
Artoon, if I may ask, what importance does the book mean to you?
And it is where I sealed away the last of my power before my brother imprisoned me. Isn't me in that hell. I see. I may have broken one of the big immutable laws by giving my devoted servant the power to bring back the dead. And
Yes,
and as the Lord of the Dead, my brother Jagal was not best pleased with me.
a long time to hold a grudge, I would say.
When you live forever, a long time means something different.
Very well. Though, thanks for the information, and I hope to see you again.
You will. And with that, the dream fades. And with that, I think we will end the session. Thank you all for coming. Hope you enjoyed yourselves.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
See ya.
Goodbye.